Hi, today I'm going to be doing a video on how to properly optimize your images, geotagging them, alt text, and pretty much how all that stuff works. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and just do a search for geotag images. This website I found is a pretty good resource to do this. Geotag photos online. You're gonna get a website like this, and it's pretty simple the way this works, and I'm explaining you why you want to geotag. Geotagging, basically it adds a map coordinate into the actual file name that basically Google can read. Because remember, Google doesn't really know the meaning behind your pictures, the location and stuff like that. So when it comes to SEO, you want as many signals as possible pointing to that you're the local business to be at. So let's just go ahead and click upload. I'm just going to go to a random picture right here just for the purpose of an example. There's going to be this little box. You see it's uploading right here. You're going to go ahead and type in your business or an address. I'm just going to go ahead and put up an address just for this video. You do a search, and this works for anywhere in the world, so it doesn't matter. You type that in, it pulls these coordinates, longitude and latitude. You see it has the coordinates right here. It says existing tags none. So if you did this before, somebody else did it, it would say geotag, but most likely the address that might be there, if you took it from somewhere online, the geotag is going to be wrong. You want it to be specifically wherever that job was taken, especially if you're like, let's say, a plumber or a service business like that, that it's not about your actual address. Let's say you were doing in a different city or something, you want to try and geotag the image in that particular city, because that's also going to point relevance that, hey, you know what, we do work in that area. So go ahead and do that. Type in the image description. I'm just going to call it, auto car. That's not really what the image is about, but just for image sake. You're going to go ahead and click write exif tags. So now you see it copied here with the existing information. You're going to click download. I'm just going to go ahead and just save it on my computer. It's now saving it right now. I'm just going to go and look at it. I'm just going to show you how you can double check to see. You're going to right mouse click on it, click on properties, and you go to details, and you can see right, where is it? Right here. You see that the coordinates are saved, and that's really what matters, because Google can read these information. Thing I want you to talk about is how to implement image tags and how to properly optimize the images within WordPress. That's our premier content management system of choice. It has the most benefits, the easiest to use, the smallest learning curve in my opinion. Once everything has been set up, it's pretty straightforward. For this example, we're just going to go click on add image. You're going to go here, right here. You go ahead and find an image. Click on upload. It's going to go ahead and upload. And I'm actually going to show you a step that I probably should have showed you before in case you don't have that plugin. Now, as you can see here, an important thing which I didn't mention, you always want to try and save your images with a specific file name to what it is. Because image names help for ranking within Google itself. You want to describe the picture, because Google can't always read what the image is about, so they depend on you to give it as much information as possible. So you want to go ahead and label the picture, what it is. In this particular case right here, it's a firm repair. Go ahead and add maybe a city in there as possible too. So let's say firm repair in Miami. You're going to go ahead and put the title here of the image. You're going to go ahead and put the alt text. This is the most important part right here. The title is not that important, but the alt text, because that's basically what Google reads. So you're going to put firm repair in Miami, and you're going to hit insert image. The one thing I want to talk about before I go, which I told you that I should have explained this first, you want to go ahead and get this plugin called Smush. And what Smush does is basically, if you upload lots of large images on your website, you want to have them compressed, because what big images do is it increases your load time, and you want your page to load as fast as possible. The image doesn't have to be this big when on your website it's going to be, you know, this big. So what Smush does is it compresses the quality down, gets rid of all the junk, makes the file size a lot smaller. As you can see here, it reduced it by 4.2%, and it created 12 images. It created 12 images because what it did is it made different variations of file sizes that can probably work for you depending on where your website, like where you're using it. So it'll create, let's say, well, actually right here it shows you some of the options: full size of the image, medium, and thumbnail. So each of these has been compressed already for you, although your original image might have been pretty large. Okay, and just to give you a quick rundown on that plugin I mentioned you want to get, it's called Smush. You go into plugin, type in Smush, Smush right here, and you can go ahead and click install now. I already have a different version of it, and basically what it does, it says here it'll compress your images and boost your SEO through images loading faster. Alright, that is it for today, and that was going over the geotagging, which is good for location. It's particularly good for local businesses to tell Google where you're located. We went over the alt text. Alt text is basically how Google reads the image. Once it reads through the code, through the HTML and the backend and stuff like that. And then we also included the image name. Image name, file name also comes to play. That's how you get found within image searches. So let's say you're a fashion brand or something like that, or hats or shoes or whatever it is. You want to go ahead and put labels in there so Google can read those images. And as far as your website goes, you want to go ahead and get Smush to go ahead and compress your images, to go ahead and make them the best file size so everything loads nice and smooth, and it doesn't take 20 minutes just to, you know, the image to load. I know we've all probably been to a website and see this image taking loading. That's because they had too big of an image that should have been a lot smaller. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you.